The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of the 2022 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School starts now.
Live from Henry County High School, one of the best venues in Kentucky, 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament. Gary Force gets underway tonight. Should be a great doubleheader. Collins and Owen up first.
Well, anytime you've got 5 out of 7 or 8 teams that are participating with a realistic chance of coming out the winner, it ought to be a good one.
North Oldham, Walton-Verona to follow. I'm Chris LaBar. I'll be with Coach all evening. We were at Grant County last night, actually the last 2 nights for the girls. Now we'll transition here tonight and tomorrow. In this Collins group, perhaps the most proven commodity in the 8th Region here for the 10th straight year.
Very athletic. A lot of their kids are multi-sport players, and as a result, a lot of times they'll start off slow as they transition in from football. And as we reach toward the end of the season, they seem to be hitting a spurt. Got a little bump in the road the other night in district play, but don't ever count them out.
Yeah, 22-6 losing. They've actually split now with Woodford losing at Spencer County in a narrow affair in overtime. Owen County, they have not been here in a little bit, their first trip to the region since 2016, and it should be certainly a tall order for them in this game.
Well, very much so. And speaking of tall orders, they have great size, and probably their 2 best, most productive players run in at about 6'7", 6'8", and 6'5".
Tegan Moore, we will talk about him a lot tonight. He is the 8th Region Player of the Year, just lofty numbers, 29 points per game and 9 boards. Does he remind you at all of Carson Williams from a few years back?
No, not really. I think they're 2 distinct different players. What he is he's a big man that can play most positions. He probably plays 2, 3, 4, and 5. The only thing he isn't is a point guard. And in a pinch, they'll use him at the guard.
Just getting started tonight, Collins and Owen County. The Rebels are coached by Devin Duval. He's in year 16, and he'll join our Gary Force when we come back to Henry County after this on Glycod.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Thompson Heating and Cooling in LaGrange. For trusted on-time service, call Thompson at 502-817-3105. Thompson, making people comfortable. ThompsonHeating.net.
Coming to you live from Henry County High School, where tonight, 8th Region Boys Regional Action, Game 1. I'm talking to Coach Devin Duval from the Owen County Rebels. Coach, you played these guys back in December, little taste test. You know, it's been a season away, it seems like. Things you're going to have to do to be successful against them.
Number one is take care of the ball and handle their pressure. You know that, Coach. They can apply a lot of it. It was a 2-possession game at their place earlier in the year with 5 minutes to go. We had the ball inbounding, the ball underneath our own basket, and they forced us into about 3 straight turnovers and really, took the game in their own hands. So handle the pressure. And they come at you in different ways. They come at you in the full court, and then they'll W right there at the mid-court line. We've got to pass up good shots and get a better shot, get a great shot each time. I think the tempo needs to be in our favor. We don't want to get in a track meet with them.
Everything I had on my checklist for you.
Yeah.
Coach, for some people out there that haven't seen your team play, in a nutshell, describe them a little bit. You got a regional leader in scoring. You got a big man. You got all the intricate parts.
We've got good parts. Obviously, we're led by this year's 8th Region Player of the Year, Tegan Moore. He does just about everything for us. He can score at all 3 levels. He brings the ball up for us some, and he goes down and scores in the paint for us a lot. He leads us in rebounds. He averages 30 points, 9 rebounds a game. But around him, we've got good parts. We've got a 4-year starter at the point guard, Lincoln Cobb, who does a good job getting us organized and does a really good job on the other side of the ball defending the other team's best guard. We've got a really talented sophomore in Brax Ward that's really coming along, almost averaging a double-double. Has played really well in February. Isaac Walsh does a really good job for us in the perimeter. He's going to be a big key tonight, him handling the ball and being able to knock down some shots in the half court. And we got a couple of sophomores that are, Mike Shelton has really turned on here the last 2 games in the postseason and here late. 2 weeks ago, Tegan went down with a concussion, and Micah really stepped up offensively for us and started doing some things for us that he hadn't been doing throughout the year because he was really forced to. So it was an opportunity for him to expand his game a little bit, and he took advantage of it.
Well, Coach, I tell every coach this when he gets started, you're almost where you want to be. Good luck to getting to where you want to be, and we look forward to a good game tonight between you guys.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Range Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance is the #1 property and casualty insurance provider in Kentucky. With local agents, our members enjoy an unmatched level of dedication and service. KFB's rates are affordable and our local claims service is quick and efficient. Call or come in today and let us show you the Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance difference. In Lawrenceburg, contact Agency Manager David Taylor or Agent Ashley Nesbitt at 1056 Bypass South.
Phone 502-839-4186. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Welcome back inside the Roy, Newcastle, Kentucky, venue for the boys' 8th Region Basketball Tournament. Now for the keys to this matchup presented by Robert Lane. For Sheriff Coach, seems to me the tempo very significant tonight.
Very much so. You've got Collins, who has a deep bench, very athletic. They want to speed the game up. They want to make Owen play fast. If you're Owen, one of the keys for you is not to play fast, because fast play results a lot of times in turnovers. Not only that, your bench is limited. You don't have as many people as you can play and keep them fresh. If you're Owen, another key, you've got two big ones. Use your size, particularly high-low on the offense. And for Collins, you're going to use around 12 or 13 players. Get your money's worth out of them.
Well, and Owen, very significant that Coach Duval, speaking of his four-year starter at point, Lincoln Cobb only averages 4 points a game, but very instrumental spreading the ball, getting everybody involved.
Yeah, his job won't necessarily be to score a lot of points. His job is to facilitate, and not turn the ball over.
This Collins outfit, 22-6. We told you they've been here now 12 straight years. And Chris Gaither, one of the top coaches in the 8th Region, season 11, 3 regional championships, Coach.
Well, Chris is an outstanding student of the game. He was a good high school player, went to Temple, played a year for John Chaney there, transferred to Georgetown College and finished his career there playing for the Tigers, a very formidable NAIA school, and always wanted to be a coach. Started out at Shelby County, and when the schools split, he made the move over 1 year as an assistant, and then he became the head coach. And it's the only head coaching job he's had, and he loves it where he's at.
70% winner. He'll join our Gary Forrest when we come back to Newcastle on Glycod.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance is the #1 property and casualty insurance provider in Kentucky. With local agents, our members enjoy an unmatched level of dedication and service. KFB's rates are affordable and our local claims service is quick and efficient. Call or come in today and let us show you the Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance difference. In Lawrenceburg, contact Agency Manager David Taylor or Agent Ashley Nesbitt at 1056 Bypass South. Phone 502-839-4186. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Today's game is presented in part by Sweet Mash, a great little store in the heart of Lawrenceburg.
Sweetmash.com.
Opened by two spirited Bearcat alumni who are proud community supporters, Sweet Mash carries a unique array of Southern goods, gifts, and apparel. Visit them at 101 South Main Street, just across from Lawrenceburg City Hall, or shop online at sweetmash.com.
A plan for the future is a plan for peace of mind. At Richie and Peach Funeral Home. Proud supporters of the Lady Bearcats and locally owned by 1985 AC graduate Brian Ritchie, they have been serving Lawrenceburg since 1991. Visit richieandpeach.com or phone 502-839-5151. Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, 701 North Main Street, helping you create the tribute of a lifetime.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, an inexpensive wooden one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Today's game is presented in part by Sweet Mash, a great little store in the heart of Lawrenceburg.
Sweetmash.com.
Opened by two spirited Bearcat alumni who are proud community supporters, Sweet Mash carries a unique array of Southern goods, gifts, and apparel. Visit them at 101 South Main Street, just across from Lawrenceburg City Hall, or shop online at sweetmash.com. You can also follow this boutique gift shop on Instagram at Sweet Mash Goods.
Sweetmash.com.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing. You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
This is Gary Forrest coming to you live from Henry County High School, where tonight, opening round 8th Region Boys action. And it's the Owen County Rebels versus the Collin Titans. I'm here with Coach Chris Gaither. Coach, you've played two parts of the season. Now the fun begins. You know, you played these guys back in December. That's a long time ago. Both teams evolved. Keys for you guys to have success against them?
I think, you know, they're one of the best high-low teams I've seen this year in high school. You know, they pass it well out of the high-low situation. You know, Moore can shift out on the perimeter. He can shift down low and post up. You know, very, very unique high school player to guard these days.
He's kind of positionless, isn't he?
He is, yeah, and you know, he embraces that. Like he embraces that and does really good there. And you know, last time we played them, our turnovers, you know, we were able to turn them over and speed them up. You know, it's a little different during tournament time. It's a little different now that teams are more seasoned, so you don't get to pressure them without discipline and turn them over. You know, you got to have a lot of discipline if you're going to turn them over. And instead of getting 20-some, you may get 16 this time of year. So we still need to try to turn them over, but we got to make every catch for more challenge. They're going to make some shots because they're going to get open ones from the other guys, but we're still going to close out hard on those guys, but really try to take the ball out of the game and as I say that, he'll probably have to.
Well, you know, you say it, but at the same time, and a lot of times other people look at the things like, you know, you've got officials coming out of the 6th and 7th region who, down through the ages, have allowed you to play a little. You would think that would maybe be an advantage for you tonight.
Yeah, you just don't know how it's going to be called.
Right.
Like, you know, we try to really teach physical play with our bodies, you know, and back in the district tournament, I felt like we were pretty physical with our bodies, and usually that physicality is embraced. But then, you know, they call that on us and let the physical hands get played more. And so you just don't know. And you know how it is.
Well, officials get tight too, don't they?
Right, they do. And at the end of the day, most of it's about your kids being adaptable. They got to adapt in the situation and the way the game's being called, just like they have to adapt in what type of defense somebody's playing. So that's probably the biggest key for our kids during this time is maintain your ability to adapt.
Coach, for some of the people out there that are listening or watching the game on cable tonight, tell us just a little bit about your team. You're athletic, physical, are you deep?
We have depth. Yeah, we have guys. I mean, we've played 10, 11 deep throughout the year, some, and then we've had a short rotation and some. But, you know, this is a team that has the best record in the region and only has one regional player on the team. And so the success we've had has been built on our defense.
Yep.
We've scored more points this year, but that is not. You don't know who the second or third leading scorer is every night.
Well, some people would say that's not a good thing. Other people say that is a good thing because you got to prepare for 10 rather than for 2.
Yes, you do, and we have guys that can score. We do. We have guys that can score. It's just some of it depends on the style of the game. Mm-hmm. You know.
You're going to want an up-tempo game tonight, Coach? Or?
We are, yeah. We're going to want to pressure their guards. Yep. We're going to want to make more work for everything. But I tell you, they're really good at offensive rebounding too. Yep. So, you know, just because we're making somebody else shoot a contested shot doesn't mean that possession's over, because they crash really well. And you know, more you're trying to be physical with him, and all of a sudden they shoot it, and he makes a pivot and has great position for an offensive rebound, and he scores every time he does that.
Coach, I've known you for a long time, and I know you don't, even though you were a good offensive-minded player in high school, I know you value defense, because sometimes when you're not hitting, you know, the defense is going to carry you through.
Yeah, and our guys have learned that, you know, and it's funny that they've embraced that to where we've worked less on defense this year, especially drills and stuff, and done more 5-on-5, and our kids have adapted to that this year. So it's been a fun year with these guys, and you just hope tournament time continues to make it fun.
There you go. You've heard Coach Gaither from Collins Titans, where tonight they take on the Owen County Rebels in the first game of 8th Region action here at the Roy in Henry County. This is Gary Forrest for GlycOdd.com Sports.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street, with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall, grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, an inexpensive wood one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
A plan for the future is a plan for peace of mind. At Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, proud supporters of the Lady Bearcats and locally owned by 1985 AC graduate Brian Ritchie, they have been serving Lawrenceburg since 1991. Visit ritchieandpeach.com or phone 502-839-5151. Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, 701 North Main Street, helping you create the tribute of a lifetime.
From Glycod, it's the 2022 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament. Tonight's game is brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, outdoor equipment specialists who make your life easier. By Century Bank in Lawrenceburg, our community, your bank. By Metro Windows, installers of high-quality windows. By Thompson Heating and Cooling, where your comfort comes first. By LaGrange Service Center, quality car care since 1964. By Watts Home Center in LaGrange, design that feels like home. By State Farm Insurance Agent Leslie Gilley. Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff. Roy's Body and Glass Shop. John Reynolds Realtor. And by Lawson Financial. Now to courtside at Henry County High School for all the action of the 2022 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
Welcome back to Newcastle. Chris LeBar, Gary Forrest, Takibian Goss, our producer, Mike Sumner on camera. Quartet of quasi-talented individuals tonight will bring you a double dip with Collins and Owen County. Starting lineups and tips straight ahead on Glycod.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. We'll take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall, grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, an inexpensive wood one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
A plan for the future is a plan for peace of mind. At Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, proud supporters of the Lady Bearcats and locally owned by 1985 AC graduate Brian Ritchie, they have been serving Lawrenceburg since 1991. Visit ritchieandpeach.com or phone 502-839-5151. Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, 701 North Main Street, helping you create the tribute of a lifetime.
From Glycod, it's the 2022 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament. Tonight's game is brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, outdoor equipment specialists who make your life easier. By Century Bank in Lawrenceburg, our community, your bank. By Metro Windows, installers of high-quality windows. By Thompson Heating and Cooling, where your comfort comes first. By LaGrange Service Center, quality car care since 1964. By Watts Home Center in LaGrange, design that feels like home. By State Farm Insurance Agent Leslie Gilley. Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff. Roy's Body and Glass Shop. John Reynolds Realtor. And by Lawson Financial. Now to courtside at Henry County High School for all the action of the 2022 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
Starting lineups first for Collins as we welcome you back. Kenyon Gooden, 19 points, 6 boards, all 8th region. A tremendous athlete. Moonlights at quarterback, 3,400 all-purpose yards. And Gooden will be joined, as you see, by Simmons, Jordan, Thompson, and Ledford. Owen, they will start that big front court, Gary, with Moore and Wash down low.
Very much so. Owen's kids are experienced. They've been around a while, even though they're at a small school, so they'll be put to test tonight.
Moore 29 and 9. Ward at 10 points and 7 boards, and Isaac Wash double-figure score as well. This series, Collins winning earlier this season. They don't play too frequently inside this 8th region. Collins winning 4 of 5, including a previous matchup. These two teams met back in 15 with the Titans winning there. What do you look for early?
Well, tempo. You know, as in so many cases, the Titans want to play an up-tempo. They want to force Owen to play fast. And at the same time, if you're Owen, take your time, keep turnovers to a minimum.
Officials tonight out of the 6th and 7th region. Ron Price, a familiar name. We've seen him a time or two. He'll be joined by Montano and Connell. Should be an outstanding matchup. The first of 2 tonight. The second one, North Oldham and Walton-Verona. Moore to jump it for Owen. And Simmons for the Collins Titans. Thompson floating to Jordan as Owen starts in a straight man. How will they defend Gooden? Perhaps that's the question of the night for this Owen Rebel defense, and Gooden up top, the prolific scorer we told you about.
Well, I think right now, Chris, what they'll do is they'll give Gooden the long-range shot.
Corner 3 up and in. That's Kia Ledford. Ledford, a South Oldham transfer on the board as Collins up early. And here's Cobb, a 4-year starter, a point for Owen. He'll have a lot of responsibility negating that pressure up top.
Already
driving hard is the 8th region player of the year, Moore.
Collins trying to run and double up the ball, trying to force a quick tempo.
And Gooden opposite Moore. Boy, that's a matchup to keep an eye on. Jordan up top, nudging it to Ledford in the corner. Gooden pops free for a 3. And Wash digs it out for Owen. Wash, stationary triple. Didn't get the roll, but Moore with the putback. Now, Gary, he's been a handful on 2 trips down the floor.
Well, both times, very smart, played the missed shot, got the offensive rebound, stuck it back in.
That pass deflected by Cobb, and Collins digs it out. Little floater inside the lane, and that's Quentin Simmons. Collins in a teeter-totter by 1. And Wash flagging down his companion Cobb. Good ball fake by Shelton. And what will Moore do with it out there?
They're going to run and double Moore whenever he gets the ball out front.
Stolen away. That is Gooden, and he'll race in for 2.
Gooden, a good anticipator, gap the pass for the easy layup.
Collins by 3.
Collins 2-2-1. A little bit of pressure on the half, just sizing up their opponent right now.
That pass deflected nearly in backcourt. Aaron Thompson got a hand on it. Now Shelton, the lefty, wearing those baby blue sneaks. Moore pops free. Tie game. Collins 7, Tegan Moore the same. Jordan up top. Here's Thompson, a multi-year starter for the Titans. Seems like he's been in Shelbyville for a long time on this floor in the 8th region tournament. And Simmons will handle. Kicks it down, Ledford up for 2 more. Kia Ledford now with 5, and Collins retakes the early lead. Good solid start for both teams. Cobb near sideline. Now Wash, he thought about it for a brief moment. Moore back out. Shelton uncorks one. Tried to steer it in, and Simmons soars for the rebound. Simmons to Thompson. Nice skip, Gooden. And he shuffles. What do you look for defensively from Collins against Moore?
Just exactly what they're doing right now, Chris. Anytime he gets the ball, they'll run a second man at him, try to get him to give the ball up. His size will help him catch the ball.
Case in point.
Very
and
much
Moore
so.
Runs it down. Talking with an official a couple of weeks ago on a business conversation, he said Moore is a Player of the Year candidate in the state as well.
Well,
9 points.
Maybe.
Simmons drives in, crafting room baseline. Strong take, and that shot's off the mark.
The problem is, Chris, if they really want him to be a candidate for an all-state award, they've got to get out of the region and play more people and get him exposure.
Cobb tries a corner 3. And the rebound on the backside by Simmons. 9-9 start. Thompson runs the floor, but Cobb does as well, and he'll interject and poke it out of play. Mark Hutzel on for Collins, as is freshman Isaiah Cochran. Of all the teams we see throughout the season, and we see a bunch, there are very few that incorporate football as well as this Collins program.
Very much so. Have a lot of kids that play football and then make the transition. It's one of those deals where if you're going to play Collins, you want to play them early while they're still blocking and tackling.
And an and one. How about the strength from Simmons to muscle it in?
Well, Simmons got a great set of shoulders on him. You know, he got hit hard on it, but didn't defer him. He went ahead and finished out, shooting the bucket and one.
Foul on Shelton. As Simmons. Cochran sneaks in for the rebound, and that ball scooped out of there by Quentin Simmons.
There's those big shoulders.
Titans by 2. Cochran backing out. Screen applied by Hutzel. Driving Cochran, and deflected out off of Owen.
Cochran's got big years ahead of him. You know, he's young, but he's already got a good frame on him. He's going to be the next good one.
4-point average on the year for the lengthy freshman, and that ball swiped by Moore, and it's 1-on-2, and Moore's going to chisel to the basket, and he's fouled from behind by Cochran.
Well, Moore's smart. He's not going to hold the ball long. If he does, they're going to try to trap it out of his hands. So he made a good decision, and as a result, he's at the line shooting.
So Tegan Moore with all 11 of Owen's points. He's also an 84% foul shooter as well. How about that start by Moore? Tied at 11. Simmons will find Gooden, and now it's back far sideline to Jordan. Moore opposite Gooden. Now Gooden veering left, and an infraction. What did he hook him?
Use that forearm to push off, create space. Collins once again, man-to-man pressure, looking to double and get the ball away. Here it comes.
And a stolen possession as Simmons brings it out. Cochran well long, and Moore doing everything for Owen County as he claims the backside rebound. An 11-11 start. Wash tries a three. And a long rebound scooped up by Gooden, propelling a fast break.
Great athleticism on behalf of Gooden. You know, just basically outran everybody else to the ball.
See what Owen does here down an early basket. Can somebody other than Moore score? Rifled down low to Big Brack Sword. And a turnover. Looking at Owen on the year, they average 61 as a team, and Moore 29 of those 61, so nearly half their points on the campaign.
Well, they're not surprising anyone. You know, everybody that sees them knows what they have to do, and everything starts and stops with Moore.
Simmons angling right through contact, and another shot off the rim, nearly muscled another one in. It'll be an Owen foul. There you see the strength of Simmons to take it.
Well, if Simmons is a football player, he's either a split end or a running back. He's got great shoulders on him.
I think you're right on both accounts, as Simmons now with 5. 3 of the 5 starters, football players, Gooden, Simmons, and Xavier Jordan. So Coach Lucas, Coach Gaither doing a great job of cheering athletes. And Simmons gives Collins a 3-point lead. Shelton back on for Owen. As Ashton Moore was in sparingly, he'll shuttle out. Under a minute now. Nice pass in the lane, and Ward catches it, puts it in, and how about the dime from Cobb?
Well, a great pass, and what happened then was they were so conscious of keeping the ball away from Moore, got no weak side help, the easy back cut.
Collins by 2. Simmons probing, weaving, short. And Shelton sneaks in for the board, and Owen with a possession in the loose change moments of this quarter, and Simmons will knock it out. Moore floating in the corner. That is Ward cutting Moore off the rim, but 2 free throws coming up.
Excellent pass by Brack. Simple give and go, and Moore cut down the lane.
Third team Collins foul as the free throw in for Moore now with 13.
Into the game for the Titans, number 2, Xavier Jordan.
And Jordan back in for Collins. That's the Titan strategy, unquestionably go deep into their bench. And the length of the floor, possession to close the frame for Collins. Gooden weaving and a foul up top.
Little cheap foul on Moore, but you'll get what you can. You know, one way to keep him from scoring is get him in foul trouble. Kind of a careless foul there with just a couple of seconds to go here in the quarter.
Here's Gooden racing, heaving three, and that'll take us to quarter number 2, tied at 15. A great first 8 minutes. Second quarter next on Glycod.com.
Range Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900, or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
The Owen Rebel basketballs, we welcome you back. A very even keel start as the Rebs taking on Collins. The winner will take on the winner of Game 2 tonight between Walton-Verona and North Oldham. There's Shelton in the corner.
Man-to-man on the half.
That is Wash. His shot off the mark. And Gooden downhill for Collins. Soaring to the basket, and Moore will punch it out. And possession to Martha Lane Collins High School. Now Gooden on the drive for 2, and credits Simmons for clearing that side of the floor. Gooden with 6. And a 2-point Titan lead. Cobb skips to Wash. Moore cuts, lofts it, and the ball's going to be pinballed back, and a foul underneath on Collins as Ward was pinned underneath.
Titans foul on number 10, Gooden, is first, team 4.
4-team Collins foul. First on Gooden. It will be Owen ball underneath. Nudged into Moore. And Moore sights on a 3. He's pretty good, Gary.
Yes, he is. He's starting to make a believer of me.
Moore with 16 of the Rebels' 18, and Owen by 1. Simmons. It is Gooden near sideline, working on Moore. Simmons wanted to screen. He'll nudge it down low to Thompson. Thompson, that's his lefty shot. He'll fade away. And the rebound claimed by Moore. You heard Coach Duval talk in the pregame about the first time these two teams met. It was a 5-point game late before Collins opened it up. And again, the Rebels off to a good start here tonight.
Well, right now, the Rebels have had the patience and the tempo they've wanted. Now doubling Moore once again.
Swiped away by Simmons. Little floater in for Gooden. Gooden with 8. He makes it look awfully easy.
Yeah, very much so.
And Collins in a seesaw with 5:40 second quarter. Jordan get a little handsy up there on Cobb. Cobb squirms past him. Nice pass and a basket in for Moore.
Well, excellent move by Moore, but even more important, his teammate was expecting it.
Cobb with 2 great gifts in this game, and Owen by 1. Great start for both teams. Gooden trying to draw the second on Moore, and there's the basket.
Well, Moore backed off a little bit, created the room for Gooden, who got the easy bucket.
1 point. Collins lead. There's Shelton. He's 0 for 1 from distance thus far. Now Wash. Good skip. Great find in the corner. Cobb for 3. And Wash on the backside keeps it alive. Inches down to Moore, and he put it on the floor. And Thompson out with it. Thompson uncorks a triple. He's a proven commodity as Thompson, multi-year starter. His first field goal tonight, and the Titans by 4. Wash, got it. His 59th 3 of the year. And Collins responds with a 3, but Thompson to that strong side.
Way too easy for Collins right now, Chris. You know, Owen's having to work really hard, and Collins brings it down, and it's got a lot easier shots.
Skip pass to Wash. Oh my, it was a high dribble. Stolen away as he tried to loft it inside, and Jordan out with it for Collins. Gooden, his feet under him. Perfect. Gooden with 13.
Starting to inch away a little bit. Tempo is picked up. Turnovers have 2 for Owen.
Big trip up the mountain here for Collins, rather for Owen.
Going to have to get the ball into the big one on the block some just to balance things out.
That's Shelton in the corner. Wash with a great ball fake, drives in, and Collins seizing momentum early, and then Thompson just threw it right behind Hutzel out of bounds.
That's one of those, here, you take it. No, you take it. Turnovers starting to add up for Owen. 7 so far here in the second quarter.
Thompson out for the Titans. Cochran back on.
They like that size of Cochran.
Well, you can just see the potential from him.
Here comes the trap.
Moore tried to split it, and there will be a foul up top. The 5th team Collins foul.
Titans foul number 23, Ledford, is first, team 5th.
Kia Ledford. As Cobb will inbound for Owen. There's some perspiration absorbed inside the lane. And you're right, Coach, the disparity in offense, Collins scores much more easily, it appears.
Yeah, very much so. And, you know, when he gets right down to the crunch time, that's going to play a part in it.
Tegan Moore with 18 of the Rebels' 23. And Moore in the corner. Oh, and look at that overplay and a swipe by Simmons. Running the floor, Ledford. And an Owen County timeout. We'll be back to Henry County after this as Collins leads by 8 on Glycod.
you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing. You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
8-point Collins lead as the Titans have outscored Owen by 8 in this quarter. And a very important 2:37 in the half.
Well, Chris, and you can attribute to those points scored by Collins to their defense. Steals, run-out, scores.
Now Cobb will handle. Ledford in pursuit. And poked away. Ledford been a force, and he's running downhill with a loose ball, and Cochran taps it home.
Another score off of a turnover.
And a 10-point Owen deficit, their longest. Shelton spins away. Oh my, heaves it up. And an and one as Ward cleans it up.
Well, Shelton very fortunate that Ward was there to bail him out. Got hung in the air and just threw it up. And Ward, Johnny on the spot on the weak side, not only got the ball, put it in and got fouled. So trying to complete a three-point play that certainly wasn't drawn up that way.
Free throw on the docket for Ward. Nice touch by the big guy. He's got 5. And a 3-point trip for Owen to slice it back to 7. Jordan up top, a deep 3. And collaborating on the rebound is Wash and Shelton. See what Owen does here. That's where they wanted more. And Ledford pokes it away. He has been a force defensively. Gooden trails. Drives hard to the basket for 2.
But Gooden, it's all layups. He just measures, waits for that seam to open.
Now Shelton bounces it in the corner to Wash. A deep 3, and Shelton connecting for the first time tonight, bringing them back to within 6.
Rebels needed that one to kind of cool things off a little bit.
Strong drive and an and one as Simmons for points 7 and 8.
Well, Simmons are good both. If you hit them, you better get your money's worth because they're just strong enough they can finish it up and one.
Foul whistled on Shelton. As Simmons in the books tonight with 9.
I'll tell you what, they make their free throws as well. Very well coached. 2-2-1 on the half. Been very successful of getting Owen to turn it over.
Rebels down 9. Cobb being swallowed up there by Ledford, but now he'll find Shelton. Back to Cobb in the corner. Shelton very deep. Steering in back-to-back 3s. Rebels have made some timely baskets. 2-possession game. As Gooden milking these final moments of this first half.
They'll go for one. Look for the high screen. Under 10.
Simmons left-hand dribble. Now Gooden, nice pass, and Ledford for 2 more. Ledford with 10, more from half court. Oh my! Let's get another look at that. Tegan Moore banking it in to close this first half. Owen County within 5 at the turn, 40-35. Be right back on Glycod.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance is the #1 property and casualty insurance provider in Kentucky. With local agents, our members enjoy an unmatched level of dedication and service. KFB's rates are affordable and our local claims service is quick and efficient. Call or come in today and let us show you the Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance difference. In Lawrenceburg, contact Agency Manager David Taylor or Agent Ashley Nesbitt at 1056 Bypass South. Phone 502-839-4186. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Metro Windows. Replace your old rotted windows today. Call Kyle at 502-550-1489. That's Metro Windows at 502-550-1489.
Halftime of Game 1 as we welcome you back to the Roy Newcastle. Tegan Moore, half-court heave to close the half.
Well, you know, every point that the Rebels can scrape up, they're going to need. And just when Collins was starting to ease that thing out, obviously the big bucket from half-court brings a little more juice back to the Rebels here at half.
Yeah, Owen made 3 straight threes. Shelton with 2 more. So they're down 10, now they're down 5, and have to feel better about themselves going into intermission.
Well, you do, but let's remember, you know, the hardest shot, the half-court shot, but the 3 threes as well. And yet when we look at the other end of the floor, Collins is trading out. They're making layups in many cases very easily.
So Collins led by Kenyon Gooden with 15, Simmons 9, Ledford 9, Thompson 5, Cochran is tacked on 2, and I think Kia Ledford has been a major force in this game.
You know, glad you brought it up, Chris. He really is. You know, he's usually good for about 6 points a game, and, you know, so he gives them an extra dimension when he's scoring, and that just opens things up for their other players as well.
What was the defensive adjustment that Collins made in the second quarter?
Collins went 2-2-1 on the half court, and what they did, you know, their principles are still the same. Whenever the ball goes to Moore, they want to double him, and hopefully he doesn't get it back. And he did not have as many touches in the second quarter as he did the first when they were playing man-to-man and then helping off on him. So you can look to see Collins come back with that. They had some success. And think about it, the turnovers that the Rebels made almost all happened out front and ended up being easy layups.
And for the Rebels, yeah, they made the big threes from Shelton. But you made this point earlier, I think it's very strong, that the big guy Ward has to get some touches down low.
Really, you know, he averages right at 10 a game. I had him this summer for a week at one of the camps that I worked, and he's actually better than he appears to be. He's just not real assertive. So, you know, he's got a nice touch. He's around the basket. he's about 6'7". You got to get some more points out of him.
Coming up in Game 2, it'll be North Oldham versus Walton-Verona. Should be a very interesting game, a rematch of a game earlier this winter.
Well, I think so. We were kind of befielded a little bit in the regional district finals. One of my favorite players in the region for North Oldham, inside player, and Higdon just didn't seem to be himself. Got hit late in the game and had to go out, but he's a guy always is full bore, full of energy. And that night, he just seemed to be a little flat, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, the Mustangs have lost 4 straight. Ian Higdon, not much of a factor in the loss Friday versus Oldham County, 65-56. Walton-Verona, 19-10. Our first look at Brant Smithers, their great guard, averaging 22 a night.
Well, not only Smithers, but they've got 2 really good scores, and they're one of the higher scoring, average about 76 points a game. They like to get it out and go. Their coach, former player at Simon Kenton, Mike Hester, when he was playing, that's the way he played. They got it up and went up down the floor. Last game of the regular season, they beat Oldham in an overtime 93-90. So they'll get it and go.
76 they average, but they give up 72. That's the other side of that coin.
It is.
That's Game 2, North Oldham and Walton-Verona. Right now we're at half. Collins and Owen County quarterfinal number 1. Second half next on Glycod.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
A plan for the future is a plan for peace of mind. At Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home. Proud supporters of the Lady Bearcats and locally owned by 1985 AC graduate Brian Ritchie, they have been serving Lawrenceburg since 1991. Visit ritchieandpeach.com or phone 502-839-5151. Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, 701 North Main Street. Helping you create the tribute of a lifetime.
Are you looking for a realtor to help you buy or sell your property? Then look no further than John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher. John has helped hundreds achieve their goals through buying and selling real estate. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading to a larger home, or downsizing as an empty nester, John will work with you to help you get where you want to go. For a realtor that has supported the community for over 20 years and who has creative ideas, consistent communication, and dependable results, call John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher at 502-598-8378.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street, with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Well, let's talk adjustments, Coach, as we get set for this second half. What do you look for?
Well, if you're Collins, I don't think you make adjustments. I think you come right back out, you stay in the 2-2-1, and, you just keep putting pressure. If you're Owen, as we mentioned here at halftime, I'd like to see Brack get the ball in on the post a little bit just to even things out. They got rescued by threes, but you can't always count on that.
So Owen making 3 consecutive threes. He once trailed by 10, now it's 5. As you see, Collins possession winner on to the semifinal Monday at 6:30 opposite the winner of Game 2 tonight, North Oldham or Walton-Verona. That one next about 8 o'clock Eastern. So Collins possession is Simmons. There's a high screen, and Gooden pops. Ricocheting over, gobbled up by Simmons. Gooden free. Gooden with 18. His three-point shooting has really improved over the last year. He's up to 41%.
Well, once again, that's the football player, and it's taken a while, but his dad was an excellent basketball player, played at Georgetown College, great coach in his own right.
Jordan floating it to Gooden, former coach at Butler. Mr. Gooden driving is Simmons. He'll weave it. Ledford.
Once again, Ledford continues to surprise as an offensive threat.
Ledford with 11. So Collins with 5 straight in this third quarter. Collins now doubled to 10.
Still in the 2-2-1 on the half, and then they'll match, and they'll decide who they want to help off of.
Shelton. I don't think Ward can hurt him up there. Cobb sneaks in.
Actually, Ward is not a bad three-point shooter. His whole thing is he's just not overly assertive. He'll be left open a lot of times and not shoot it.
So Collins scoring on consecutive possessions, trying to expand this lead as Simmons, 17-footer, friendly roll.
Simmons, body language that one in. He was twisting and turning after the release of the shot, got it to drop.
Simmons with 11. 3 Titans now in double figures. Cobb bounces to Moore up top. Moore will split. Wash free, and that play blown dead before, and a Collins foul up front.
But, still no harm. The thing that you're doing is you're getting the ball out of Moore's hands.
Ledford with his third foul, first foul this half on Collins. Wash, a little bit long, and the rebound scooped out by Moore. What's Ward going to do down there? Finds Cobb. And Wash gets one to go.
So missed a 3, but fortunately got it back.
Lead now in single digits for Collins. 3-point field goals keeping Owen afloat. They've made 4 in the last handful of trips down the floor. Now Simmons veering right. Little fadeaway. Nice scooping rebound by Moore on the backside. Shelton lost it. Moore gets it back and gets the roll.
It's always around the ball.
Tegan Moore now with 23. And Owens, Coach Devin Duval trying to will his team's defensive effort here. Here's Gooden inside the arc. Jordan. And a foul over the top on Thompson. Our look at Mark Hutzel, 6'1" senior, back on for the Titans as Ledford shuttles out with those 3 fouls. And a big trip here for Owen, trying to get back inside of 2 possessions. Oh my, Hutzel very overzealous, no whistle. There is a deep three, and Shelton's shot long, more taps, and Gooden able to lasso it out of Ward's mitts. And Gooden all the way up the floor, and Moore pinned it off the glass. And Cobb mistimed his dribble for a shuffle.
Well, I tell you, I don't think anyone was more surprised than the Titans when that block. Moore came out of nowhere. Great defensive play. Saved them a bucket.
Yeah, Simmons will handle. Our most outstanding players presented by Anderson Sales and Service at the conclusion of this game. We'll have that for you. And an unforced turnover as Jordan just rifled it out of bounds.
Well, that definitely, there was some miscommunication there. One went right, the ball went left into the end zone.
Nearly turned over there. Wash gets the pass. There's Moore, the trailer. Ward from the baseline. There's that touch you talked about.
You know, I think you should shoot it more. You know, it would take some of the pressure off of Moore.
Ward now with 7 as Gooden just blows right past the defense for a quick answer and a Collins timeout.
Well, they didn't get that block on him that time. Same play, different results.
Back in 30 seconds to Newcastle on Glycod.com.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance is the #1 property and casualty insurance provider in Kentucky. With local agents, our members enjoy an unmatched level of dedication and service. KFB's rates are affordable and our local claims service is quick and efficient. Call or come in today and let us show you the Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance difference. In Lawrenceburg, contact Agency Manager David Taylor or Agent Ashley Nesbitt at 1056 Bypass South. Phone 502-839-4186. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Chris Labar, Gary Forrest, Mike Sumner on camera, DeKavion Goss, our producer tonight on site. 49-42, 3:37 in this third.
Titans still in that 2-2-1 right on the half court. Anytime Moore gets it, they try to trap him, double the ball out of his hands.
Wash will skip it to Shelton. Now Shelton has a seam baseline and a foul up top. It looked like Hutzel may have gotten a hand on him.
Got that hand on the hip. Easy call for the officials. One of the things that Owen has been able to do with the 2-2-1 on the half, they're able to slow the tempo down. It's a much slower tempo this quarter.
Well, Wash just fell down as he cut to the pass, and Owen gives it right up.
Yeah. You're going to have to earn every one of those if you're Owen, and, turnovers like that.
Collins by 7. Now Gooden, top of the key. There's a Hutzel screen. Jordan inside the arc.
Thought Jordan might have shuffled his feet there last time. Got a little happy feet.
Simmons weaving his way in. And a closeout foul on Moore, his second.
Well, let's say one thing about Moore. He doesn't take defense off. A lot of high scorers. Defense is sort of an inconvenience, but, there Moore was attacking the ball, trying to alter a shot. He got a foul, but the last time down, we saw a heck of a block that he made.
Moore 23 points, 21 in the first half. Well on his way to equaling his 29-point season average. And Simmons to the stripe for 2. We've talked before about Collins, how they're just almost an upward trajectory throughout the season. December starts off a little slow, and they keep getting better and better. Free throw in.
Well, that's a coach that understands his players, how a lot of them are involved in fall sports, And as time goes on, the best time was to be playing well was at the end of the season.
Simmons with 12. And sneaking in is Cobb, but stolen out of there by Hutzel. Nice skip, Jordan. Follow for 2 more as Cochran put it in.
Well, credit Hutzel for keeping the ball alive.
And the lead now back to 10. Moore being accosted, stolen. Simmons lost it out of bounds. There you see the second effort as Cochran put it back in for Collins. And Owen trying to slice into this 10-point hill to climb. Cobb angling left. It's Ashton Moore. The Rebels have only played 6 thus far. Wash with a ball fake. There's Ward. Extra pass, Ashton Moore off the mark. And Collins with a 1-on-3 is Simmons. A crafty take. Now Gooden. Underneath Hutzel, wide open Cochran. Too much space there for the freshman. He's got 7. And an Owen County timeout. The lead is swollen from 5 to 13 with 1:33 in the third. Back in 30 seconds on Glycod.com.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Collins now leading by 13 out of the Owen County timeout, 1:33 in this third. Wash to trigger it in for Owen.
Staying with that 2-2-1.
Kia Ledford on the near side of the floor. There's a 3 off the mark from Cobb. And Moore for an and 1 as Cochran bumped him on the way up. So Moore now with 25.
Moore does a lot of good things, Chris. A lot of kids that average right at 30 points a game, they're just shooters, in some cases volume shooters. Never saw a shot they didn't like. But Moore does a lot of neat little things there. He's on the weak side. He fights and gets a missed shot, gets fouled, goes to the line.
Long there as Simmons sneaks in for the rebound. Get the feeling the Rebels might have one run left in them.
Yeah. And at the rate they play tempo-wise, the clock is going to be their nemesis.
Gooden spinning to Simmons now. Simmons, that's a crafty take. And the basket goes. We might have a foul as well. Wash bumped him after the basket. We'll have a conference at the foul line. So Simmons with a strong move, and I think, yes, there is a foul given.
That's a good call.
On Isaac Wash of Owen County. He extended the hand.
Yeah, so you're looking at, possible 4 or 5 point play when they get the ball out of bounds on the baseline.
It will be Collins' ball underneath. Now 13-point lead and the ball. Under a minute now in this third. A lot of contact in there. Kobe Ledford now on the floor for Collins in that far corner. And Collins very under control here. Simmons, nice find underneath. That is Hutzel, and just as I say, under control, we've got a turnover.
Well, the official under the basket that blew the whistle then immediately looked for help, the official outside, and the guy outside left him hanging.
It will be Owen County possession.
Yeah.
Collins foul. Ward and Shelton, two original starters, back on. Hagan New played briefly in the last stint for Owens, and now the Rebels have played 7. And loose change moments of this third as Moore splitting the double. Nice pass underneath, and Ward couldn't connect.
Nope, Ward missed a chippy. Nice pass by Moore, split the trap out front.
There is Gooden sizing up the D. He'll rifle it behind Simmons. And point 1 in this third. Collins outscoring Owen 17-9 in this quarter. Of course, they'll have to have a tap for this to go, and that's going to conclude this third quarter. Collins by 13 on Glycod.com.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate. Today's game is presented in part by Sweet Mash, a great little store in the heart of Lawrenceburg.
Sweetmash.com.
Opened by two spirited Bearcat alumni who are proud community supporters, Sweet Mash carries a unique array of Southern goods, gifts, and apparel. Visit them at 101 South Main Street, just across from Lawrenceburg City Hall, or shop online at sweetmash.com. You can also follow this boutique gift shop on Instagram at Sweet Mash Goods.
Sweetmash.com.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Owen County down 13 as we welcome you back. Newcastle, Kentucky, the venue for the Boys 8th Region Tournament. How long you been coming here, Gary?
Well, since '88, so quick math tells me that's over 30 years.
Well, a lot of folks been coming longer than you. This has such history in this part of the state.
Well, you know, I look over in the corner that you bring that up, Chris, and it used to be that's where all the old guys, and they used to have a sign over there, must be over 50 and never lost a game.
Owen possession. Critical moments forthcoming for them as they try and mount a comeback. Led by a point or two in the first quarter. It was actually tied after 1. Wash drives. And Wash with a 3, and that'll help. He's made 3 of those.
Well, Coach Duval said, you know, Walsh had been playing well as of late, and, you know, he's a 3 shooter.
There's Gooden up top. Hutzel nudges it in the lane. Nice overplay by Wash. And Thompson just so much strength to get it back, freeing up Gooden for 3. And Wash with a rebound. For the Rebels to get back in this game, they've got to have a high success rate on offense, of course, in this quarter. More cuts and a turnover. There is Simmons. Jordan. A lot of white shirts underneath. Thompson, a dead-eye 3. Long rebound. And a foul as Hutzel bumps Moore in pursuit. The 6th team Collins foul. Cobb, the signal caller. He's had a steady game tonight at the point. You know what you get from him.
Right.
Shelton, far sideline. There's Moore up top. Off his shoelace. Extra pass in the corner. It's Walsh for another three.
Well, Walsh is keeping them right on the edge.
Isaac Walsh with 9 points in this half. 57-50. Now, oh my, look at that cross from Simmons and an answer.
Ouch.
Points 15 and 16, and Collins swaps buckets. Walsh again. Entry and a foul from behind on Collins. That'll send Owen to the line. I believe it's Hutzel. So 1-1. Moore shoots him at 81%. Both these teams shoot free throws well. Owen at 77, Collins at 71. And now Moore's misfired on the last two.
Well, you jinxed him there, Chris.
Well, you just have to wonder about his legs. He's not had one moment off the floor tonight, got off to such a hot start with 21.
I just think this is an everyday common occurrence. He's got to play the whole game, every game.
Simmons for 2 more, back to 11. Cobb into forecourt. Moore, 8th region player of the year as a junior. Cobb will find Shelton near wing. When's the last 2-time 8th region player of the year in your memory, Coach? Pass from behind. We can talk about that more later. Thompson scoops it up for Collins. And the Titans try to inch forward and claim a spot in Monday's semifinal. Titan program been at the Sweet 16, 2015, 17, and 20. Of course, it was COVID scratched in 20, and Ward out with it for Owen. Now Cobb comes to a jump stop, crafty basket. And in Owen County, full timeout, the lead now in single digits at 9. Collins basketball when we come back on Glycod.com.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate. Today's game is presented in part by Sweet Mash, a great little store in the heart of Lawrenceburg.
Sweetmash.com.
Opened by 2 spirited Bearcat alumni who are proud community supporters, Sweet Mash carries a unique array of Southern goods, gifts, and apparel. Visit them at 101 South Main Street, just across from Lawrenceburg City Hall, or shop online at sweetmash.com. You can also follow this boutique gift shop on Instagram at Sweet Mash Goods.
Sweetmash.com.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
First quarterfinal of 4, 2 tonight, another pair tomorrow. Owen County hanging around Collins by 9. And it will be Collins' possession, and Owen appears to be picking up full court.
Yeah, this is one of those things. It can help you or it can go wrong if you're not used to it.
Simmons coming up the floor underneath. Thompson gets the roll.
They just pass the ball so well. You have to be really careful.
Thompson now with 7. Moore navigating that far sideline. Forcing that shot. And the rebound trickles down. Bodies underneath. It's 4-on-4. Driving hard is Collins for a basket and an and one.
You know, I just think Owen's got to really be careful with their full court pressure. They're just not built to do that very well. Maybe back it into the half court and trap out of it, but this is twice they've literally riddled the Owen County press and went down for easy layups.
Quentin Simmons now with 20.
Simmons is handling the ball like it's a yo-yo on a string.
Very solid backcourt. Goodnett Simmons. A 13-point Collins lead. Make it 14. Cobb into forecourt. That is Ward underneath. Nice footwork. Moore 3 for 3. And Moore going to take it up, and there's his third foul.
Yep, lowered that shoulder. An easy call. Point of emphasis this year.
Collins trying to take care of the basketball here in the final 3:34. Titans first to 60 tonight. And a 14-point advantage. Led by 5 at halftime.
I like this college bunch a lot, Chris. They don't beat themselves. They're very smart, well coached.
Another solid outfit this season. Driving, and the shot crawls in for Simmons.
You know, you stop Simmons, and then the other one hits you.
23 now for Simmons. And a basket for Moore. 2 more for him. He's got 27. But Collins just salivating against this press. It's a layup line, and Thompson fouled.
It's a layup fest right now. And in answer to your question, you know, I've used the encyclopedia over here. And I would think the last person that might have been 2-time 8th Region Player of the Year could have either been a Titan, who now plays at Western Kentucky as a starting point guard, or it might have gone back a little further to a former player from the northern part, an Owen County Rebel, who was Mr. Basketball.
Maybe we can get some clarification on that. Thompson knocks that in. Carson Williams, the other player, is 15 points. Collins lead. Moore up top.
Well, Moore's earned every point that he's got tonight.
Cobb for a 3. Good for him. Like his game. Down to 12.
Well, Coach Duval said he had other parts, and they've shown him. The problem is just not enough. Another layup.
Yeah, 2 more. That's Simmons again.
That was like the parting of the Red Sea.
Collins averages 62. They've got, of course, 71 tonight. There is a Shelton triple. And the problem for Owen, they're swapping baskets, but Shelton knocks that one in, and an Owen timeout.
Well, if there's a good thing, it's 3 for 2. But it's still a long ways to catch up.
11-point lead for Collins. Be right back on Glycod.com.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate. Today's game is presented in part by Sweet Mash, a great little store in the heart of Lawrenceburg.
Sweetmash.com.
Opened by 2 spirited Bearcat alumni who are proud community supporters, Sweet Mash carries a unique array of Southern goods, gifts, and apparel. Visit them at 101 South Main Street, just across from Lawrenceburg City Hall, or shop online at sweetmash.com. You can also follow this boutique gift shop on Instagram at Sweet Mash Goods.
Sweetmash.com.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Collins Titans by 11 as we welcome you back to Henry County High School. I'm Chris LaBar along with former Oldham County High School boys basketball coach Gary Forrest. First of 2 quarters tonight. North Oldham and Walton-Verona to tip 20 minutes post conclusion of this one. There is Simmons. Nice skip. Ledford wide open, but Simmons the architect.
Well, I tell you what, though, Ledford has really come through for the Titans tonight. Double figures, not always a big score.
Season high for the South Oldham transfer. Ledford 14 tonight. And Collins trying to seize this one. Thompson wide open after Ledford finds him. Thompson's got 10. And Collins appears to be on their way to marching on to the semi on Monday. Moore, look at that work, how hard he works, and he'll spill it out. Surrounded by Collins Titans. You can stay tuned on our YouTube page. We're going to have some post-game video interviews with student athlete and coach at the end of this game. We'll have that for you uploaded, and this stream intact as we'll stay on the air and then immediately roll into pregame of game 2. And a foul. Collins fouled as Owen fouls for the 6th time. And I would think whomever wins game 2 is going to have their hands full on Monday. Collins beat Walton-Verona by 6. And beat North Oldham as well. So 1-1.
I think the only one, Chris, that Collins hasn't beaten is Oldham. And it kind of goes the other way around. Oldham has lost to Woodford. Oldham has lost to North. Oldham has lost to Walton-Verona.
Look at some of these Collins wins, though. On the road at Mason County. That team's won 24 ball games as of last week. They win at Boyle. They beat Cal. Split with Woodford.
Oh, they play a very competitive schedule.
22-6 coming in. And a good gallant effort tonight by Owen, but just a bit overmatched as Moore tacks on 2 more. Moore now with 29 right on his season average.
So think about it. This is, his typical night. Now, he had a great first quarter, and they've slowed him down a little, but he's just been very consistent. I think he is a very, very good high school player. The problem is he fits in that category as so many is of a tweener. He's smart. He is a good shooter. I think he would be suspect a little bit at the next level about if he could defend and his quickness.
And Moore will check out.
But that's tough to pick on someone who's averaged 30 points a game.
Tremendous.
And does a lot for his team. That's the biggest thing I've come away from this game is the fact that, he's not a one-man gunner. He makes his teammates better, and he plays hard on both ends of the floor.
9 rebounds, average 57% from the floor. Pretty solid all the way around, 81% at the foul line. And I think a well-deserved winner of the 8th Region Player of the Year.
Very much so. People need to, also understand it isn't based on what he could be the next level. It's what he is currently right now.
So Collins back to the foul line. Quentin Simmons, as Micah Shelton called for his 3rd, Owen's 9th team foul as we wind things down here in game 1. And Simmons, he and Gooden have been outstanding, and Ledford as well for Collins tonight. This is the first district runner-up for the Titans in the last 4 years. So they enter this field as a runner-up after losing to Woodford. 17-point lead. Moore will chisel. 2 more, why not?
Makes it look awfully easy, Chris.
And Owen, how grateful must they be, that community, to have 2 great players spaced really close together, with Carson up there a few years ago, and now you've got Moore.
I would think so, yeah.
Down to 15 as Hagan New, a senior, will conclude his high school career. He'll check in for Moore. And a foul in backcourt. Foul on Cobb. Looking ahead a bit to North Oldham and Walton-Verona in Game 2 Mustangs. They've lost 4 games in a row. And Walton-Verona, conversely, winners of 8 straight. Should be an interesting matchup. They played earlier this season with Walton-Verona winning that game. Excuse me, North Oldham won. I beg your pardon, North Oldham won on the road, so I retract that.
Well, what you're going to see a matchup of 2 of the region's best guards, high scoring, in Smithers for Walton-Verona. And North Oldham's got a young man who's been starting on the varsity since he was in the 8th grade.
Dallas Roberts.
Yeah, Dallas is a really good player, and a lot of times I don't think he gets the recognition just because they're on the edge of Jefferson County or whatever.
Simmons again, and Roberts, as we've seen many times, perhaps one of the more clutch players in this 8th region field.
Well, the thing I liked, I've watched him grow as a player. So many times it's about scoring, but, this year, he's broadened his play to making his teammates around him much better.
And Moore is just going to continue to take it to the basket. Collins in with a rebound. That's Peter Sproul with 24 seconds. Now Jake Hyatt. Parker Presley out there. And Owen with a rebound at 13. Their season will end at 15-12. And Collins, possession. Oh, beg your pardon, it'll be Owen ball here in the last 7 seconds. Collins will improve to 23-6 with at least 1 more game in their season on Monday. Inbound in the corner, that is New. Wide open Cobb. And that'll do it. 82-66, the final. Collins advances to the 8th region semifinal. 2 class gentlemen shaking hands at half court. Coaches Duval and Gaither. Be right back for more coverage of the boys 8th region tournament on Glycod right after this.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. A plan for the future is a plan for peace of mind. At Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home. Proud supporters of the Lady Bearcats and locally owned by 1985 AC graduate Brian Ritchie, they have been serving Lawrenceburg since 1991. Visit ritchieandpeach.com or phone 502-839-5151. Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, 701 North Main Street. Helping you create the tribute of a lifetime.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance is the #1 property and casualty insurance provider in Kentucky. With local agents, our members enjoy an unmatched level of dedication and service. KFB's rates are affordable and our local claims service is quick and efficient. Call or come in today and let us show you the Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance difference. In Lawrenceburg, contact Agency Manager David Taylor or Agent Ashley Nesbitt at 1056 Bypass South. Phone 502-839-4186. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, an inexpensive wood one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by LaGrange Service Center, a family-owned car repair shop that also offers 24/7 towing and wrecker service. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street. Call 502-222-1673.
(82-66) final score tonight. Collins over the Owen County Rebels. Chris Labar back live at Henry County High School. Gary Forrest here as well. Dekevion Gals, our producer, he is down on the floor getting post-game interviews. We will have many of those comments coming up shortly, but the final rundown individually in scoring. First for Collins, Quentin Simmons, exceptional with 29, 20 of which occurred in the second half. Kenyon Gooden chipped in 22, Thompson 15, Kia Ledford 14, Isaiah Cochran with 7. For Owen County, Tegan Moore finishes with 33. He had 21 in the first half, but Moore finishes with 33. Isaac Wash in his final high school game made 4 threes. He has 12 points. Micah Shelton with 9. Brax Ward chipped in 7. Lincoln Cobb with 5. And Owen County, a good effort early, but I think Collins, coach, played very well tonight.
Very much so. You know, gosh, they're fun to watch, Chris. They don't beat themselves. They don't make stupid mistakes. I mean, high school kids are apt to do things like that. But, you know, I give a lot of credit to Coach Gaither and his staff. You know, they're prepared. You know, they always look like they have an understanding about what they want to do.
Final score tonight, 82-66. Now for the most outstanding players, presented by Anderson Sales and Service. Simmons and Moore, 2 worthy candidates, Gary.
Oh, very much so. You know, I think a lot of high school coaches in the state would love to have them. And once again, I like the fact that they play on both ends of the floor. You know, in this day and age, sometimes that isn't acknowledged enough.
In between games now, as Collins advances over Owen. In between games, it's North Oldham and Walton-Verona. That game will tip in 16 minutes, so about 8:15 Eastern, we will have that for you, but don't go anywhere. We've got more coverage when we come back to Newcastle right after this on Glycod.com.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance is the #1 property and casualty insurance provider in Kentucky. With local agents, our members enjoy an unmatched level of dedication and service. KFB's rates are affordable and our local claims service is quick and efficient. Call or come in today and let us show you the Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance difference. In Lawrenceburg, contact Agency Manager David Taylor or Agent Ashley Nesbitt at 1056 Bypass South. Phone 502-839-4186. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
In between games at Henry County High School, Walton-Verona, North Oldham to tip, as you see in some 13 minutes, Gary. Let's first look at this Walton-Verona bunch. Don't see them a lot as they're up in the northern part of the state, but having a fantastic season.
It's like being in another country. You know, they're so far north. Even though Oldham did go up and play them last game of the year and had a real barn burner, I think it was 93-90 in overtime, and Walton won. Walton is up their schedule, and they're led by two really good guards. You know, Smithers, I've not seen. I'm looking forward to it, and they say he really – one guy told me he thought it was a toss-up between he and Moore for Player of the Year in the 8th, so that speaks well. We just saw what Moore could do.
Yeah, we sure did. Walton-Verona, the 8th Region champs back in 2019. They've been to this tournament now 6 of the last 7 years, and we talked about this in Game 1, their propensity to score the ball so well, 76 a night.
Yeah, they like to get it and go. Of course, they give up a few points too, but you know, they've got a little bandbox of a gym, so it's a nice home court advantage. And North played them earlier, were able to beat them, and I just think North is an edge, even though they've dropped some games here as of late. I think the size factor will make the difference. And quite frankly, North's got a little guard that holds his own as well. Matter of fact, they've got 3.
Yeah, they do. And for Walton-Verona, Smithers, Christie, and Croman, 3 double-figure scores. Not much talk about Christie, but he's all 8th Region, 18 points a game.
18 points, 7 rebounds a game, so he's just not a scorer. You know, he goes and gets the boards. And Croman, at the same time, really effective three-point shooter. So they've got 3 good scorers. And at the high school level, if you've got those, you got a chance.
Walton-Verona coached in year 3 by Mike Hester, an alum and former assistant at Simonton. Played collegiately as well, did Coach Hester.
Mike was a really good high school player. He unfortunately blew out a knee in his junior year and had to rehab a lot. And when he came back his senior year, he was maybe 85-90%. And we were fortunate enough to beat them in the regional finals. And I don't know if they had a completely healthy Hester if we would have been able to.
Walton-Verona taking on North Oldham. The winner gets Collins on Monday. Be right back. We'll talk more about this North Oldham team. The Mustangs 15-12. We'll have that part of the story right after this break on Glycod.com.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance is the #1 property and casualty insurance provider in Kentucky. With local agents, our members enjoy an unmatched level of dedication and service. KFB's rates are affordable and our local claims service is quick and efficient. Call or come in today and let us show you the Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance difference. In Lawrenceburg, contact Agency Manager David Taylor or Agent Ashley Nesbitt at 1056 Bypass South. Phone 502-839-4186. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Today's game is presented in part by Sweet Mash, a great little store in the heart of Lawrenceburg.
Sweetmash.com.
Opened by two spirited Bearcat alumni who are proud community supporters, Sweet Mash carries a unique array of Southern goods, gifts, and apparel. Visit them at 101 South Main Street, just across from Lawrenceburg City Hall, or shop online at sweetmash.com.
A plan for the future is a plan for peace of mind at Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home. Proud supporters of the Lady Bearcats and locally owned by 1985 AC graduate Brian Ritchie, they have been serving Lawrenceburg since 1991. Visit ritchieandpeach.com or phone 502-839-5151. Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, 701 North Main Street, helping you create the tribute of a lifetime.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, an inexpensive wooden one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Today's game is presented in part by Sweet Mash, a great little store in the heart of Lawrenceburg.
Sweetmash.com.
Opened by two spirited Bearcat alumni who are proud community supporters, Sweet Mash carries a unique array of Southern goods, gifts, and apparel. Visit them at 101 South Main Street, just across from Lawrenceburg City Hall, or shop online at sweetmash.com. You can also follow this boutique gift shop on Instagram at Sweet Mash Goods.
Sweetmash.com.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing. You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
North Oldham and Walton-Verona, 6.5 minutes or thereabouts until tip-off. These Mustangs, we've seen them several times this year, Coach. Got to find a way to get back on the winning track. Losers of 4 in a row.
Well, you know, Chris, they played a really tough schedule. So, you know, people have to be careful how you measure teams. If you're losing to poor teams, that's one thing. But, you know, at the end of the year, they lost some close games that could have went the other way, and people would have been saying, oh, man, you won a bunch of games at the end. You know, but it's time to retool. And, you know, you got 5 players that saw a lot of minutes in last year's regional finals, so they're in a comfort zone that not many other teams can lay claim to, maybe with the exception of Oldham here in the 8th.
Well, this team, we haven't really mentioned, but runners-up last year in this tournament, so they've got some experience, battle-tested. Maybe they've been building towards this year.
Oh, I think they have, and I'm sure that's been a goal their coaches talked to immediately last year after they lost a close game in the finals to Oldham. Remember what it feels like? Remember what it is to get here? That's our goal. And they're all juniors.
Yeah, they sure are. And they've had some kind of fantastic season at times. David Levitch back for another season here at North Oldham. And, love talking with David throughout the season. Just very upbeat. And he's learned a lot, obviously, from Coach Bettino. But he seems like he's got this locker room and the right guy for the position.
Well, the amazing thing about it is, David is not an old coach by any means. He's relatively young. And he's just kind of laid back, and he's fun to talk with. I can't tell sometimes if he's being sarcastic, cynical, or what. But no, he just and he listens. And I've never heard a negative word from him.
Well, and he's no longer the leading scorer at North Oldham. He was passed by Riley Neal a couple of weeks ago.
That's a good problem to have.
It sure is, with Dallas Roberts hot on his heels. North Oldham and Walton-Verona, keys to this matchup. Starting lineups when we come back to Newcastle right after this on Glycod.com.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, inexpensive wooden one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
A plan for the future is a plan for peace of mind. At Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home. Proud supporters of the Lady Bearcats and locally owned by 1985 AC graduate Brian Ritchie, they have been serving Lawrenceburg since 1991. Visit ritchieandpeach.com or phone 502-839-5151. Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, 701 North Main Street. Helping you create the tribute of a lifetime.
From Glycod, it's the 2022 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament. Tonight's game is brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, outdoor equipment specialists who make your life easier. By Century Bank in Lawrenceburg, our community, your bank. By Metro Windows, installers of high-quality windows. By Thompson Heating and Cooling, where your comfort comes first. By LaGrange Service Center, quality car care since 1964. By Watts Home Center in LaGrange, design that feels like home. By State Farm Insurance Agent Leslie Gilley. Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff. Roy's Body and Glass Shop. John Reynolds Realtor. And by Lawson Financial. Now to courtside at Henry County High School for all the action of the 2022 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
Starting lineups presented by Crestwood Coin Laundry as we welcome you back to Newcastle for North. all juniors. Roberts, Scales, Higdon, and Anderson Neal, the lone sophomore. And Gary Jack Scales, an introductory party last year at the regional tournament. Great performance.
Yeah, very much so. And, I'm sitting here thinking, I was watching him shoot down here. And, Scales in that regional final just wore it out from the outside. Great three-point shooter with range. But he's been sick on and off this year and has never really gotten back to that flow.
Smithers, Christie, Croman, Dixon, and Gutman for Walton-Verona. Both Smithers and Christie all 8th region performers. Croman averaging 12 points as a junior. So North Oldham and Walton-Verona series being led by the Mustangs. 3-zip, of course, winning in Northern Kentucky in mid-December. And it should be a great one. Winner will take on Collins, as Collins, if you just joined us, defeated Owen County in game 1, 82-66. Let's talk about a couple of quick keys tonight, Coach. What do you think?
Well, let's take North first, as we're more familiar with them. They've got all their players back from last year. The key ingredients, they know their roles. They've got inside strength. They've got good, strong guard play. They're they're aggressive. They've played a tough schedule. They've done all the things to prepare a team to be successful. On the other hand, Walton-Verona, not great with size, but they've got 3 really solid scorers. And, Smithers I haven't seen, but I've heard really good things about them. And they, too, have played a tough schedule, particularly toward the end of the year. Beat Oldham and beat some other quality teams coming down the stretch.
Yeah, the Bearcats have won 8 in a row. Their last loss at Grant on February 1st. Since they've won 8 in a row. They're 11-5 against teams in the 8th region this year, but they've lost to some good ones. They lost to Collins. They lost to North earlier this year. Of course, we told you about the Grant setback. The Braves in action here at this tournament. They will have a tough draw against Woodford tomorrow night. The officials from the 6th and 7th, David Wood, Kevin Brown, and Gerald Gray. Game 2, great to have here on glycod.com. Got some interviews we're going to upload from Game 1. We'll get those on our YouTube page just as soon as we can from victorious Collins Titans. Not nearly as well attended as Game 1. I think when Owen lost, they took half the town back with them home. Christie and Higdon to jump, North ball. And Roberts again wearing those alternating shoes. We saw that Friday. And Scales will lose it out of bounds. Gutman the big. There is Christie carving for 2.
Christie took it right inside against Norse Biggs.
And Roberts will weave it around to Neal. See what the philosophy is early for North. What do they want to get done? There's Roberts, a 3, top of the key. Rebound claimed by Anderson. Roberts inside the lane. Higdon catches and connects. Higdon with the first field goal, finished Friday's loss with only 2 points, battling cramps in that second half. And perhaps Higdon the focal point early. Smithers inside, layup not going to go, and a strong rebound. That was Anderson. Outlet Roberts, spinning and cashing in. So North with 4 in succession. Around the horn. That was Smithers. Up now Roberts for North. No look pass, and Anderson puts it in.
North off to a good start.
Christie, top of the key. Now Smithers. And a foul underneath as Anderson tangled up with Croman.
Yeah, I think the size bothered Smithers there, and guess what? It's going to be there all night.
So it will be on Smithers. And Smithers with a takeaway for Walton-Verona. Mustangs lead 6-2. Smithers in the corner. And Neal with a very difficult defensive assignment on him as Anderson tried to shoot the passing lane. That's Croman around the clock. Wide open, Gutman. And Anderson challenges and called for the foul. Gutman, 6'2" senior, 5-5 on the year. And North on top, 6'2". Roberts the other way for the Mustangs. Back to the trailer, Higdon. And you could sense that play a little bit out of sorts.
Yeah, it just looked a little uncollaborated, so to speak.
David Levitch up off the North Oldham bench. 2.5 minutes in. Slow pace start as Christie will handle it near wing. Woven now to Croman. Christie shadowed by Higdon. Nice hands by the big Gutman. Pass down at his pelvis. Gutman muscles it up and in. Right through Anderson. And Roberts quick at the other end for points 3 and 4. So both of his field goals been accelerated up the floor and put in quickly. Christie, nice catch again by Gutman, but Anderson from behind.
See, I think we're going to see a lot of that, Chris.
Roberts spinning in the lane, out of control. Higdon, the outlet, Scales perched for 3. And a Simon Kent, no, I knew I was going to do that. A Walton-Verona timeout. 11-5 North. Back after this on Glycod.
Looking for a realtor to help you buy or sell your property? Then look no further than John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher. John has helped hundreds achieve their goals through buying and selling real estate. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading to a larger home, or downsizing as an empty nester, John will work with you to help you get where you want to go. For a realtor that has supported the community for over 20 years and who has creative ideas, consistent communication, and dependable results, call John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher at 502-598-8.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Jack Scales connecting on 3 and North Oldham by 6. So a great start for the Mustangs. Walton-Verona ball out of the timeout. And Smithers mishandles it after the Neal overplay.
I'll tell you what, Neal's got his work cut out, as you mentioned earlier, and so far, he's been good for the game.
So Roberts into forecourt. Sense some urgency from this North Oldham team. Up top, that is Anderson. Higdon with it. Now Neal probing. And that's in as Anderson left it alone. Neal with the offhand, which is his right hand. And North Oldham by 8.
I thought Anderson might get basket interference. I know he had one the other night against Oldham.
He thought about trying to tap it in.
Yeah. Showed great restraint.
Smithers, floater baseline.
Nice move by Smithers.
Smithers' first field goal, 13-7.
North really pushing the ball up the floor.
Rebound, battled underneath, Scales, baseline jumper, and Anderson so assertive.
So Anderson is the one that's really the last couple of weeks come on and picked up some slack.
Driving Christie, poked out by Anderson right on cue.
And there he was.
Miles Gay back in for North. Anderson out. Luke with 17 versus Oldham on Friday.
He's playing with a lot of confidence.
Smithers will inbound. Smithers right through Neal, and Neal reaching in and called.
If Neal could just hold his ground, you know, you've got Higdon and Gay both 6'5", closing down on him. I don't think Smithers gets the shot off.
Second team North Oldham foul. So Smithers for 2. 1,800 points for a career coming in. And he has emerged on the scene this year inside this region. And Higdon high to pluck it down as Roberts into half court. Winner gets Collins on Monday at 6:30 in the first semi. Anderson, backdoor cut, Roberts!
Nice pass, nice cut.
Roberts now with 6. I think David Levitch has to be very pleased with his half-court offense thus far. Dixon up top. Coming to meet the pass. Smithers. Max Montgomery is in for Walton-Verona, and Smithers drains a 3.
Boy, sure did, with defense all over him. He just stuck it.
So Montgomery in with the assist, and a 6-point North Oldham making a 9-point lead as Scales in.
Scales says, I see you and raise you.
Scales loves to shoot in this gym. North by 9, and a foul up top on Neal. That's his second, and here comes a North Oldham sub, Jack Fisher.
Well, Fisher started a few games this year, injury, now coming rounding back into form. A different type of player, not as offensively productive as Neal, but a bigger body to throw at Smithers.
Possession underneath.
Now they've switched. Gay going to use size on Smithers.
Montgomery to trigger, and Christie will run under it. In the corner, that is Dixon. With 1:43 to play. Dixon launching one. Oh my, well short. And Fisher snags the board.
Well, that didn't work too well for Gay. Gave him way too much room.
Roberts a step back. Follow, that is Fisher. Cleaned up on the backside by Higdon. And this size is North Oldham, plus 11.
Yes, the rebound advantage is really showing itself right now in North's favor.
Nice grab by Montgomery on the back door.
Fisher beat on the back door on the overplay. Nice smart play by Walton.
Mustang 9-point cushion as we slide under 60 in this quarter. Scales pass at the elbow, Higdon.
Looking to go high-low.
Spinning, muscling, and Roberts over the top.
Roberts a little carried away on that miss.
Keaton Witt is on. Roberts will be spelled. Well, Roberts won't be replaced, at least not yet, as Witten stationed at that scores table still.
Interesting, the official waved him back off.
45 left, Walton-Verona possession down 9. Christie inside the arc, and look at that play as he squeezes through, but a travel.
I don't know about that call, Chris.
Looked like he kept his position.
Yeah, it really did. I thought maybe they're going to call a foul.
So Witt in, Roberts off.
So buying Roberts a little extra time before this quarter comes to an end.
North plus 9. Champions in the 29th district. Excuse me, runners up in the 29th district. That is Scales, far sideline. Up top, Witt. Crossover. Witt up top under 8. And a foul on Aaron Gutman, a freshman. Second this frame on Walton, as Witt will trigger it in. Gay had a 3. He's going to float it out instead for a Fisher triple. And that's going to take us to the second quarter. North Oldham, a very nice start. Jack Scales with 6, Roberts the same. North Oldham by 9 on Glycod.
Range Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900, or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Thanks for watching Glycod tonight, boys 8th Region quarterfinal. There's a 3 blocked out of there by Scales. And it's Walton-Verona ball. North Oldham with a handful of blocks in this game to start. As Christie will flag it down, shadowed by Higdon. Poked out of there by Higdon. There's Gay runneth the floor, and he throws it away. Squirming up the near sideline, Smithers. Now Christie and Higdon on the baseline.
Well, right now, North has their numbers. They blocked enough shots that Walton players are now taking that extra second on looking to release either the jump shot or the pass, and it's not been good for them.
Smithers blocked on the closeout by Scales.
Yeah, I think they may have missed that one.
Here's Roberts sliding for 2. Roberts with 8. We're seeing a different North Oldham team tonight. By 11 they lead. It's Christie. And sneaking in for the corral is Fisher. Roberts, anytime he wants to get in that lane for 2 more.
Well, I think Roberts might be sending a message to some people up north that, hey, I can hold my own against some of these people that you guys have been awfully high on.
13-point North Oldham lead. A very solid beginning. Driving baseline Smithers, Christie up top. Now Croman slides through the double. And that's a Fisher rebound, and Dixon of Walton-Verona fouls him.
Walton just really looks out of sorts right now, Chris.
Any loose ball, any contested pass, North Oldham coming out with it.
It's the aggressiveness of North, and it started from the tip.
Anderson, he's been a force in this game. He'll have it backdoor stolen out of there by Croman. As Croman back to the trailer. This is Montgomery. Smithers lofts it up and off, and Anderson, look at that, just pinballed it around and brought it down.
Well, that's another one that Smithers had to change his shot.
And Montgomery, a great play to force the tie-up arrow staying with North Oldham. Scales to outlet it underneath. Gay doesn't look for his offense much, but Scales will, and that's going to spin out as Dixon got to stop the ball. And an opportunity lost there. Scales heaving a triple. And Anderson clearly over the top. That'd be his second, and promptly Ian Higdon to the scores table to replace him.
Well, if Anderson has a flaw, he gets a little emotional. If he blocks one shot, he'll go after that next one as well. Just needs to level down a little bit. I like his effort.
5:40 to play in the half. 13-point North Oldham lead as Dixon finds Smithers. Smithers, strong drive for two.
Nice reverse layup. Used the rim to protect the ball.
Smithers with 8. Roberts for a quick answer.
Roberts right back at you, he says.
You're right, Gary. I think he senses the challenge.
I tell you what, he's come to play tonight. I think there's a message being sent.
Roberts with 12 and North with a 13-point lead. Now Gay will shadow Smithers with Neal out with those 2 fouls. Croman inside the lane and ripped out of there. That's Witt with the steal. Roberts parallel for a basket. And a Walton-Verona stop.
It's the aggressive play that's got Walton back on their heels.
30-second timeout. And we'll keep things right here in a 30-15 North Oldham early lead.
Yeah, I'm just trying to read body language over in the Walton-Verona huddle, and they're a little shell-shocked.
This team winners of 8 in succession coming in. This region been dominated over the last really 10 or 12 years by Oldham County, Collins, and South Oldham. The one winner in that stint was Walton back in 19. Very difficult to break through. And Walton-Verona down 15 in a critical sequence. About halfway through this second half. Montgomery idle. And Gay bothering Smithers. He's physical and he's long. And Christie spinning in. And there's a foul on Witt. Do you like the move to have Roberts not play Smithers on the ball?
Oh, very much so. What he's done is he's thrown a big body on him. And if anything, it's wearing on him.
Gay, he's got fouls to give, and another rip away. That's Fisher. Roberts, the trailer, inside the lane for another basket. Fisher, the igniter. And this one growing uncomfortable for Walton. Backside rip away, Gay.
The aggression has just got them back on their heels.
And Roberts, 2 more.
If you're Coach Hester, I know you're trying to weather the storm, but, a couple more buckets, this may be undoable.
Roberts, 18 in this game.
And, Higdon's been really quiet again.
Well, he's been more of a force than he was Friday.
Very much so.
Higdon 4 points, half dozen rebounds or so tonight, couple blocks. There's Montgomery on the bounce. Now Gutman, they'll leave him be up top. Christie's the one been quiet. He's only got 2, averages 18. And Smithers bumped in a North foul. That'll result in 1 and 1. Should be the 7th team foul, guys. And it will be. So the first on Gay.
Gay's giving them good mileage. His sole purpose, points aside, his sole purpose is a bigger body on Smithers and make him work. And, Smithers looks tired.
He sure does. Just over 3 minutes in this half. Around the clock, Fisher. Higdon Witt for a triple. Oh, my.
Everybody gets involved.
And North Oldham, an offensive clinic in this half. Smithers tries to respond. And Dixon over the top on Walton-Verona's Dixon. This game getting out of sorts.
Well, and I think Walton is really limited on his bench. You know, they're not a big school, and, you know, when you look at all those guys on the bench still with their warm-up tops on, it usually shows they don't get in much.
Aaron Gutman is back in, so Walton's gone 7 deep. Roberts starting to feel it. 21 for Dallas. North Oldham trying to deliver a knockout in this first half. Christie backing in the lane, and that'll stem the tide for a quick sec. There's Roberts back the other way. Finds Witt. Entry Higdon. Really banked that baby in. That's Gay's specialty, I tell you, to keep it alive. Fisher off the glass, and a nice seal off there by Christie of Walton-Verona. Croman steps into a three, and Higdon being shoved, no call, but it will be a Roberts trajectory up the floor. Roberts off the glass, and a Walton foul. Anytime he can get to the basket, he certainly does that.
If he's got to the free throw line, he's going to make things happen. Usually 75% of the time it's positive.
So Roberts, free throw in, an 83% foul shooter. He'll go down as one of the top players in his school's history, only a junior All-8 region.
Well, this Walton-Verona crowd, it's taken them out. I mean, they haven't had a lot to be cheering about, and they're just kind of sitting there, hands on heads, sitting on hands.
Add 2 more to Roberts' pocketbook, 42-17 with 1:15 in this half. Smithers in the corner, Montgomery. Now Christie tries one.
Smithers gets away with that forearm. You know, he clears out pretty well to create driving space.
There's Scales trying to score 2 more.
Great blow-by Scales, just couldn't finish.
And Becerra, not a lot of delicate play when he's in over the top for a foul.
Becerra's looking for a wrestler's hold or off tackle.
Outstanding football player, as you well know, but I think Dave Levitch has found a great rotation with Becerra and Gay kind of coming in off the bench. Getting good minutes from Fisher and Witt. And the 8th team foul, so 1-1, and Higdon claims the rebound. Higdon squares, back out to Witt, uncorks one.
Witt not bashful.
Hard rebound as Walton-Verona brings it down. Smithers lofts it baseline for the bucket. Smithers now with 10. North Oldham Walton-Verona with just 6 points in this half. In this quarter, excuse me. There's Roberts. 16 seconds. Roberts squeezes by the defender. Now Becerra drives. Airmails it, but followed by Higdon. Christie, and that'll take us to the turn. 22 spots in the first and second, and North Oldham on top, 44-19 at half. Be right back on Glycod.com.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance is the #1 property and casualty insurance provider in Kentucky. With local agents, our members enjoy an unmatched level of dedication and service. KFB's rates are affordable and our local claims service is quick and efficient. Call or come in today and let us show you the Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance difference. In Lawrenceburg, contact Agency Manager David Taylor or Agent Ashley Nesbitt at 1056 Bypass South. Phone 502-839-4186. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Metro Windows. Replace your old rotted windows today. Call Kyle at 502-550-1489. That's Metro Windows at 502-550-1489.
North Oldham with a sizable lead as we welcome you back to Henry County. 44-19. Chris Labar along with Gary Forrest. Where do you want to start about that very impressive North Oldham half?
Well, you held a very good team to 6 points in the second quarter. That kind of is the summation. We talked about the aggressive style of play for North would give them an advantage. I think they've sent a message. I mean, Walton's putting up shots and then they're ducking. Or then if they go to put up a shot, they're looking around. So they're just completely frustrated.
The size of North Oldham has clearly been a factor. And then Roberts been the best offensive player on the floor.
Very much so. But, you know, I'm more impressed with North's defense because they've taken a pretty good team with pretty good guards, and they've got them completely out of whack.
Well, and Grant Neal, I think, has taken one for the team, more or less, right? He's sacrificed his offense for defense. He's shadowing Smithers, picked up 2 fouls.
I think he and Gay both have done that. They hit him with I'll put a guard on you, and then when he comes out, I'll put a bigger one on you. So it's kind of kept Smithers, and quite frankly, I think Smithers is getting to the point where he's frustrated. I thought the last couple of times he had the ball, he could have got called for clearing out. He just takes that right arm and just tries to create space.
Roberts with 23, very efficient. Hasn't really had an excess of field goal attempts.
Nope. You know, I mean, as a coach, you could just sit back and, you know, admire a young man like that. Usually he'll get his other players involved, and he has this game. But he's done a lot of damage just out of the break.
And Roberts 23, Higdon, Scales each with 6, Anderson 4, Witt 3, Neal with a basket for Walton-Verona, Smithers 10, Christie 4, Gutman 3, Montgomery 2. And, you know, if you're Mike Hester, I'm not sure how you architect a 25-point comeback, but you have to start small, right?
Well, you got small chunks. You hit it on the head. You talk to your guys about let's just work on first 3 minutes of the third quarter. Let's chip away. You know, if North is able to continue just the veracity of their defense, it's going to be a long night. But not a lot of high school teams can do that for a whole game.
Winner will take on Collins. Collins took care of business versus Owen 82-66 earlier tonight. Two more quarterfinals tomorrow night, 6:30. It's Oldham and Gallatin. The 8 o'clock game will be Woodford County and Grant County. How do you see both of those matchups?
Well, you know, happened to see Oldham and Gallatin earlier in the year, and it's a nice Gallatin team. Usually Gallatin, because it's a school not very big, they'll have maybe one player or two players that are scorers, and the rest are just complimentary players. But the night I saw them against Oldham played really well, but Gallatin stayed right with them the first half. So, you know, it's regional tournament time. You better not take anybody and overlook them. So, and then I've not seen Woodford. You know, it's a team that's been completely rebuilt, 6 transfer ins. So Oldham played them at the beginning of the year up at Woodford and lost. So it'll be interesting to see.
Well, and with the girls' tournament being at Grant County, gosh, we've gotten there so early the last couple of days. We've seen Grant prepare for Woodford, and I would think they might have a wrinkle or two in store.
Well, I think so. I just don't think Grant has the bodies. They have one truly outstanding high school player, averages about 25 a game, but the rest of their cast, probably not enough to get the job done.
So those two games tomorrow night, again, we'll have them for you at 6:30. Right now, halftime of Game 2, All North Oldham on top of Walton by 25. Second half when we come back after this on Glide High.
Ouch.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, crestwoodcoinlaundryky.com.
A plan for the future is a plan for peace of mind. At Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home. Proud supporters of the Lady Bearcats and locally owned by 1985 AC graduate Brian Ritchie, they have been serving Lawrenceburg since 1991. Visit ritchieandpeach.com or phone 502-839-5151. Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, 701 North Main Street. Helping you create the tribute of a lifetime.
Are you looking for a realtor to help you buy or sell your property? Then look no further than John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher. John has helped hundreds achieve their goals through buying and selling real estate. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading to a larger home, or downsizing as an empty nester, John will work with you to help you get where you want to go. For a realtor that has supported the community for over 20 years and who has creative ideas, consistent communication, and dependable results, call John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher at 502-598-8378.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Back live in Newcastle, Walton-Verona possession to start this second half. Krollman misfiring, and there's Anderson to clean it up on the backside. This North Oldham bunch trying to defeat Walton for second consecutive time this year. Scales for a three, and Dixon brings it back for the Bearcats. There's that length again as Scales bothering the shot. Gutman from the elbow. Tapped around. Krollman. And there's a lid on it in the end. And there's Scales moving to get that loose ball. And Anderson floats it back. Neal. His first three. 28. A lot of the fans starting to clear out tonight.
It's a long drive back up north.
Simmons baseline. Now Dixon probing. Christie going hard, and all that size. And Anderson, check that, Higdon tangled up underneath, but side out underneath to Walton-Verona.
Interesting. I thought the Walton player pulled Higdon down from behind.
Christie into half court. Smithers with a crossover, and there is Gutman woven to Dixon. Christie and Roberts.
Can't buy a shot. They missed their first 6 this quarter.
Higdon runs the floor and tacks on 2 more. Higdon with 8. And a 30-point Mustang thrashing. And Christie answers. Neal over to Roberts, Scales. But Anderson cleans it up. Roberts tees one up. I mean, it's just volleyball underneath. Anderson with 6. Looking more and more like a Collins North Oldham semi on Monday.
Yeah, I think Collins has seen enough. They're heading out.
Collins defeated the Mustangs earlier in the season. Great catch, Anderson. 2 dunks in as many plays. Gutman spinning. Now Krollman. And a foul on Scales with a hand. 2 more. Walton-Verona Bearcats check in. Coach Hester conversing with that far official directly in front of him.
Yeah, I think it's more out of frustration than anything.
Montgomery, a deep 3. He'll steer it in. So Montgomery with his first made triple. Scales tries to respond. And a North Oldham timeout. 56-24 on Glycod.com. We'll be right back.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance is the #1 property and casualty insurance provider in Kentucky. With local agents, our members enjoy an unmatched level of dedication and service. KFB's rates are affordable and our local claims service is quick and efficient. Call or come in today and let us show you the Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance difference. In Lawrenceburg, contact Agency Manager David Taylor or Agent Ashley Nesbitt at 1056 Bypass South. Phone 502-839-4186. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Jack Scales with a 3. He's got 3 of them tonight. And North Oldham in full command, and they've been so since Osei. Can you see? Dixon up top to Montgomery, and Montgomery will cough it up. Christie back on. And a tough ending to the Walton-Verona season, again on the verge of 20 wins at 19-10. Winners of 8 straight. Fisher will wind it around to Neal. Neal with a strong take. How about that move?
When it rains, it pours.
Neal now with 7. A lot of scores in this North Oldham locker room. And Croman loses the handle as Anderson. All that physical play. And a basket here. We're going to have a running clock with 4 minutes in the third quarter. Neal, a 3. And the rebound gathered by Christie. Spinning Dixon. High basket off that glass. Dixon's first field goal. As Roberts skips Scales. Is he the X factor for North in the postseason?
I really think so. You know, as we mentioned earlier, you know, he's been hurt on and off this year. He's never really got going.
Anderson down the hill. Roberts tags along and digs it out. Roberts all the way for 2. 3 minutes left. Running clock as Christie drives, and foul underneath on Luke Anderson. Yeah, when Scales is making shots, that opens things up, of course, for the big ones inside, Roberts and all those scoring options.
You got that two-headed monster out there. You know, which one?
We talked coming in really the latter part of the winter about maybe 4 teams in this district or in the region. We felt the 2 Oldhams here, and then Collins and Woodford is the top 4, maybe?
Yeah.
No disrespect to other teams still playing.
You know, Walton was one of the ones I kind of felt like as the year went on, proved themselves to be that 5th team. Owen, just because they really hadn't played this schedule.
Driving is Fisher, and he'll spill it out. And Walton-Verona will have Julian Dixon sashay into forecourt. Spins right by Roberts, and a North Oldham foul.
Well, the thing about the running clock, Chris, now that the fouls are starting to be made, this thing will go quick. It just depends if your official scorer over there wants to turn the clock off every once in a while.
2:20 left as Dixon steers that one in. His 3rd point. Lots more basketball this week on Glycod.com. 2 quarterfinals tomorrow, then the girls' semis on Friday, girls' championship Saturday. How about Anderson County winning a game last night, highly contested versus Simon Kenton. There's Scales. Just over 2 minutes in the third. Roberts with 25 tonight. Fisher has it pop out. And Smithers down the pike for Walton. Nice take. There's Smithers for 2. Miles Gay misses the layup, and Smithers digs out the rebound. Montgomery, wide right.
Montgomery is going to get his, apparently.
Here's Roberts.
And Roberts has gotten his and continues to get more.
27, there's a three in the corner, short from Croman. Gay runs the floor. Gets his own rebound. How about that with the lefty? So Gay with 2 points and 2 rebounds on that sequence.
Yeah, you know, he hurt his field goal percentage, but he jacked up his rebound average.
There's Smithers up top, 56 and change. Sent out. Look for the subs in the fourth for North as Roberts fouled by Montgomery.
Well, you want to really be careful with those, Chris. You know, that almost looked like an intentional foul, and I think Coach Dave Levitz is saying the same thing. And that's, you know, in a game like this when you get somebody hurt.
So Roberts for 2. Season high of 32. He had 32 against these guys in December.
Yeah, well, he's probably going to come out after this one.
Yep. That is Witt, I believe, stationed at the scorer's table.
Nope.
Oh, excuse me, that is Neal.
There you go. I saw him warming up his shooting hand over there.
That's a giveaway then.
Yep.
Running at the other end is Gutman, and there's Roberts for North. Oh, my. And the trailer scoops it away.
But I like that. Roberts knows he's coming out. He could have very easily shot it.
Dixon's shot short. Witt tight roping the baseline. Gay's in the middle of it. And out of bounds off apparently of Scales.
I think Gay's in the middle of a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, he likes that body contact there. A good choice, I think, for Coach Levitz.
Yeah, North Oldham will take out Roberts, and with a running clock, that's going to close the third. 68-31 North Oldham on their way, fourth quarter, when we come back on Glycod.com.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate. Today's game is presented in part by Sweet Mash, a great little store in the heart of Lawrenceburg.
Sweetmash.com.
Opened by two spirited Bearcat alumni who are proud community supporters, Sweet Mash carries a unique array of Southern goods, gifts, and apparel. Visit them at 101 South Main Street, just across from Lawrenceburg City Hall, or shop online at sweetmash.com. You can also follow this boutique gift shop on Instagram at Sweet Mash Goods.
Sweetmash.com.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
The final 8 are here as North Oldham dominating throughout, moving on as Christie the other way for Walton-Verona. Christie now with 8. And a lot of subs on the floor. There's Gay in the corner for North inside the arc. And the rebound brought down by Smithers. Smithers through contact. And that's Fisher claiming the North Oldham rebound. Pull-up jumper. See a lot of shots fall short. Latter stages of this game. Christie with a crossover. Now Gutman up for 2 more. Neal, a pull-up 3. Neal now with 10 as Roberts actually at the scores table about to check back in.
Ooh, interesting.
With Christie. Yes, it is. Smithers for a deep 3. Dixon skies for the board. Gutman spins and Neal with a reach in.
Mustangs bottom 21 Neal is third, team 4.
So Roberts back in, and he will spell Scales. 6:18 left. Inbound Christie. Christie with a seam, slides in and rolls off. And it's off Dallas out of bounds.
More seconds tick off the clock.
Not too often we have a running clock at the regional tournament level. It's been a while.
It's every once in a while you'll see one in girls play.
Yes.
Remember a couple years ago it was in a championship game, but not many in the boys.
There's Gutman on the spin, and Roberts with a rebound.
Well, you're always leery of having starters in this late in the game with the margin as it is.
For sure. Roberts slides it to a Witt three. Witt knocks that. You're going to have two runners up in the district. Check that in the regional semi. Both Collins and North Oldham runners up. Yeah, Smithers with a ball fake. And that's going to go for Dixon. He got 7 in this half. Neal deep.
Man, that was all the way down.
Christie spins to Dixon in the corner. And with a rebound sneaking in was Witt for North, and it's loose at the other end of the floor. There's Gutman chiseling his way for 2. Gutman now with 7. There's a lead back at 34. Roberts. And a Dallas Roberts make and a North Oldham sub. Has been Becerra, and now Roberts will check out. Roberts with 30. Let's look forward a bit to Monday in this Collins North semifinal.
Should be a good one. You know, just enough contrasting styles to make one think they're hid. You know, they met mid-February, so they're relatively familiar with one another. But I'll tell you what, the way both of them have played tonight, they're on top of their game.
Oh, they sure are. Both playing very, very well. Hard to determine which team played better tonight, quite honestly. There's a 3 in the corner, going to be off the mark, and Witt digs it out.
I think we're going to see a lot of those.
Witt will be the point. Here's Neal, far sideline. Swung to Fisher, corner. And Montgomery with a rebound, and Neal reaches in. 5th team North Oldham foul. An abbreviated post game tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what the fouls will do, Chris. They'll eat up this running clock. Every time you have a foul, it's like 15 seconds. You know, and if you sub, that's another 10 seconds. And, you know, there's you don't want to embarrass your opponent, but I'm sure they just soon get it over with as well.
Landon Bach is in for Simon Kitten. Also checking in Brady Cook. Nolan Art, Tanner Thornberry all in for Walton-Verona. And North Oldham will bring in Aaron Judd and former Philadelphia Philly Ryan Howard. Inbounding is Thornberry up top. Thornberry a strong drive and poked out of there. How about that block shot? That was Fisher.
Fisher got what looked like a clean block, but you know, the officials at this point.
I think for Dave Levitch, he's got a lot out of his bench tonight as well.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, what he got away with is putting small then big on Smithers, and I thought he got a lot of mileage out of that.
36-point lead, 2:50 to play. I'm not sure anyone would have portended the outcome of this length.
Well, only one foul by Walton this half. That's part of the problem.
There's Judd. Howard with a nice
fake.
Nice
pull through.
Gutman drives, a 15-foot jumper. That was off the mark from Landon Bach. And it's almost like a glorified practice as a lot of folks emptying the gym. Very few left on the near side as Gutman drives, and a North foul with just over 2 minutes left. Our great crew before we sign off. Thanks to camera operator Mike Sumner, to Kevian Gauss, our producer, Steve Bird, our executive producer. Great job by those guys tonight. Be back at it tomorrow for quarterfinals 3 and 4. 6:30 tip, 6 o'clock airtime. And that will steer in for Gutman. Walton infraction here with 1:50 left.
Well, they got a lot of fouls to go before the bonus. Just their second for the half.
Tough ending to this Walton-Verona season.
Yeah, you never want to see somebody's season end this way. I mean, getting to the regional is a plus, and a lot of that's kind of been wiped out by tonight's game.
Nice catch underneath and an interception for Walton-Verona. Under a minute now. 3 up at top it in. That's Connor Gregory. Lofted shot up and in. That's 2 more for Fisher. Seconds remaining in this one. And a travel, and that may be the final basketball play of this game. Coach, while we've got a moment before we sign off, the most outstanding players, certainly for North, got to be Dallas Roberts.
Oh, I think so. It started from the get-go with Dallas, and like we mentioned earlier, it was almost like he had something to prove, and he played with like a man with a mission.
Roberts will give it to Brant Smithers tonight with 12, a handshake at half court. And that's going to do it for us tonight. Final score, 79-46. North Oldham advances. They'll take on Collins on Monday night for one of the semifinals. We're back on the air tomorrow for more high school basketball. Quarterfinals continue. We'll have coverage starting at 6 o'clock. That'll do it for us tonight as we go final. For Kevian Gauss, our producer, Mike Sumner on camera. For Gary Forrest, I'm Chris Labar. Good night from Newcastle. North Oldham wins over Walton-Verona on glycod.com. Good night.
Tonight's broadcast of the 2020 Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod was by Anderson Sales and Service, outdoor equipment specialists who make your life easier. By Century Bank in Lawrenceburg, our community, your bank. By Metro Windows, installers of high-quality windows. By Thompson Heating and Cooling, where your comfort comes first. By LaGrange Service Center, quality car care since 1964. By Watts Home Center in LaGrange, design that feels like home. By State Farm Insurance Agent Leslie Gilly. Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff. Roy's Body and Glass Shop. John Reynolds Realtor. And by Lawson Financial.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from Glycod.